stars in the back of my car. Trying to figure out just who we are. Catching moments on our phones, taking pictures, call it home. Picking words out of our favorite songs, our favorite songs. We can stay up all night. Yeah, we'll show them we were right. The city is ours for life. Will you take my hand tonight? We can stay up.
Hey guys, so welcome back. I had a very dumb moment and I didn't realize that the speaker or microphone, I guess, on my camera actually wasn't on. So for a good half of this, it is going to be a voiceover and I apologize. But next time, this won't happen. We figured it out, newbie mistakes, but we'll get this. So let me just talk about what I'm doing here. Here I am just kind of pulling out all the grass that has come through the mulch. I did put a weed barrier down and I did mulch on top of it and the grass still came through, which is funny because we can't get grass to grow anywhere else in our yard right now because, the skid steer came through and it pulled a lot of it out, and we've tried seeding it and it's just not coming in. So, I don't know. We'll see. I was probably just talking about how much progress we've made, and we actually have been making more progress, but I haven't shown that yet. And we'll do that kind of in a more comprehensive done with the project kind of thing. And here I'm probably just talking about how I want to show you guys how far we've gotten with the bathroom and everything. But since this clip we've gotten a lot further. So this is the bedroom, our newest bedroom with the arch ceiling something. And I don't know, I think it looks really nice. It turned out really good. Since then we've repainted and touched up a lot of the stuff. And we have our sliding door, so it's easier to go from one part in the backyard to the other. And then there we still have a whole bunch of, I was talking about how David actually plans on making an outdoor kitchen, which is going to be really nice. And then that's Zeke Louie. And I don't know, Louie's kind of funny. When he wants to go outside, he'll paw at your hand. It's pretty cute. And I do plan on getting rid of that plant. We had it growing really well over the summer, but as soon as we brought it inside, it just died. So I think I want to start putting a chair there, maybe a nice little accent chair, which would be nice. I know it's going to drive people crazy that the bed's not centered, but we do have a California king, and I feel like a lot of other people would not have that big of a bed. And moving on to our closet, we actually plan on putting a barn door right over here. And the door that we got was super bowed, so we have to return it, but it is a custom sized door, so we'll see. And we have put tile there already. We have spaffled all of that, painted it, and what's funny is the little dresser, we actually, that's actually just two upper cabinets that we just put together. Oh, and then back there I was saying how we're going to add a piece of glass and make it more kind of an Arizona shower, which is kind of a wet shower, wet bathroom kind of look. But it's with the bathtub and the shower combined in a glass room, but we're going to change it up and just make it just one, maybe 2-3 foot wide piece of glass. That way it's still super open, and you guys can see the rainbow. It's actually I got it from Amazon. If you guys are interested, I'll let you guys know what it is. But so many people are in love with it, and anytime they come to our house, they just ask us what it is and where we got it. Okay, so I don't really remember how much progress we showed in the last video, but we have, since this, we are putting a mirror. I don't know, we might move. No, I think we'll just move the light because it's centered with the cabinet. We have to move all the stuff from underneath there. I think we're going to do another coat of sealant on the grout once we're all done. Not the grout. Well, I guess, yeah, probably a good idea since it's going to be a wet shower, but on the slabs, the slate, we're actually going to do another seal. That way it kind of gives it more of a wet look, and I think it looks really nice when it is not super flat. And there I am. Say hello. Yeah. And here David is just fixing the brake pads on my car. He actually fixes brake pads on all of our cars. My sister's, his family, everyone. It's just something that he's just been doing a lot of, and I really appreciate that he can do this for me, and I don't really have to worry about it. I don't remember what I was talking to him about, and he's not here because he's actually helping out his mom. We've been helping her out, clean out her shed and garage because it's something that's been on her to-do list, and we figured we have the time, we have the strength, why not help her out? She helps us out, it's the least that we can do. And I mean, I don't mind. It's nice outside, and I'd rather be outside than stuck inside right now. Because that's been really boring lately, and I'm not into it, you know? Well, anywho. So, these are actually David's two babies right here. The 65, I believe, Malibu, Chevy Malibu, and then his Jeep. I don't remember what year it is. But he rattle canned it, and I always ask him what color it is, but I don't remember. We put these seat covers on there because we're just letting it outside through a tarp on there because we're using the garage as a gym right now. You know, as I'm sure everyone else is. Got some cool tires. I don't know. It'll be nice. I don't know if he's gonna keep it though. We'll see. And then his Chevy Malibu from his late father. He started priming it, and then we started with the house project. What he wants to do is actually throw it in a shop and either work on it when he can, buy parts and do all that, or just pay someone to do it for him. This is a car that's going to stay in our family forever because it is his late dad's, and David's had it for forever, and it's his baby. In here, oh yeah, I was just talking about how there's all the seats and stuff. He started reupholstering the seats, but it made his hands hurt for forever. He said it made his hands hurt for like a month. So I think we only got a top and a bottom, and there's still the two front seats and then the rear seat, which that's going to be fun. And then he just has parts everywhere. We actually, when we were cleaning out his mom's shed, which was his late dad's, had all the Chevy Malibu parts in there, and we kind of picked them all up and took them. And yeah, it's been kind of fun trying to see what parts his dad had and what other parts. I don't know, his dad just had a lot in that shed. Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying here. Probably just talking more about what we're doing in the backyard. Probably that David built this little shed. Yeah, it's pretty nice. We're just storing stuff in it right now, but we do want to make it look nicer. Put floor to ceiling shelving in there so we could take all the stuff from our garage that we're not really using, like scrap wood and everything, and put it in here. And what's actually funny is that there is a family of birds living in there, and we feel too bad taking them out of there, so we're just keeping them there. We have our old window from the old bedroom. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I think David's keeping all this stuff because he plans on actually building a bigger shed on the other side of we're kind of where our climbing wall is, right over there. And he's going to put a big one in there, big enough to put the climbing wall and storage, and a place where he can actually work, because I know that he doesn't really like working in the garage. We can't really hang out with our dogs in the garage. So in the backyard, we'd at least be able to hang out with the dogs, not worry about them jumping the fence or anything. Time for our little plant haul. So here we have I forget what the little fern is, not the fern, evergreen, and we have the bleeding heart that was down there. And we have this maple tree. It's the super fine leaves, so I got told to probably put it in the shade, that way the leaves don't burn since they are so thin. And then we have the rhododendron, which is not doing so hot because the dogs keep peeing on it, and the hydrangea as well. It's pretty, but it's just, I don't know, we can never make them last at our house because of the dogs. And then David's mom actually went to Costco and she bought us this Method squirt and mop for our hardwood floors because we've just been trying to find the perfect spray, I guess, for our floor. I mean, it's pretty good. It smells good when you first spray it, but then it starts smelling a lot like baby powder, and it's a little off-putting. And it doesn't make the floor shiny, it kind of makes them more of a matte finish, I would say. So, I mean, it's not bad, I'll take it. And here I am mowing our sad lawn. we can't put any grass in where that little patch is right now because we still have to, that's how they get, any sort of big equipment gets into our backyard. And that's why there isn't any grass there, because it tore it all up. So there's no point of reseeding it when it's just gonna, be torn up anyways. You can see me just moving all the stuff around because I know it's just a little patch of grass, but it's going to be mowed anyways, and you can actually see me moving those little fence pickets. I actually have since taken those apart and put a little fence around. I'm reseeding this little area that I'm working on right now, but not far enough to where it's going to be torn apart again. So it should be fine. And seeing our grass just makes me so sad, and our neighbors actually all have a lot of dandelions, so it comes into our yard, even though we're not on irrigation or anything. So it's just kind of frustrating, but oh well, at least they're over on the shaded side or the covered part, so you can't really tell. And I think David actually came back and weed whacked the rest of it, so I don't worry too much about it. I usually mow the lawn and then he'll weed whack because by the time I'm mowing, it's usually super hot outside, so I've already been outside for a long time. And you can see that lovely dust from all the dirt. It was a mess. And then our lawnmower, it's not great, but there's no point of getting a new one because they're not going to be any better. And I actually forgot to bring the compost bin out to put all of our grass in. But oh well, it's not like it's too far anyways. Alright, and here I am actually planting perennial lavender. A lot of people end up buying lavender, they don't realize that it's more of the annual kind and the stuff that doesn't really last as long. And we are, I believe, in zone 3, so we are in a colder climate. Not super cold, but we do get pretty low in the winter, and all the lavender that we buy would actually die. But we actually got this lavender from David's mom. It's from, I believe the place is called Red Chair Lavender. It's in Eagle, Idaho, and they actually have their own lavender field. It's kind of like the one that's in Nampa, but this one's a little closer to us, and it's beautiful. They actually offer yoga classes in their lavender fields, but it's in the middle of July. So it'd be a little hot, and then there'd also be a bunch of honeybees, and I'm not gonna mess around with that. I'm already scared of bees. I mean, I would love to go, but the whole idea of doing yoga with bees doesn't sound very great to me. And I actually got 5 lavenders, and they're gonna end up being really big bushes, which is gonna be really nice because it'll produce a lot of extra lavender that I can dry and then put around the house. And after you are done planting, don't forget to water the plants in, because then they don't have as good of a time as being able to survive, I guess. And oh my god, I look so white. I need a tan or something. Or put pants on. I don't know. But I guess I'd rather be white than have any sort of, skin cancer or, something that could just lead to affecting my health. And I would much rather be white. And pasty white, I should say. I don't know if this will get copyrighted, but every time that I go anywhere, I always think of the song. I believe it's from Zabumafu. We're going on adventure, don't know what's in store. We're going to the closet, now we're headed out the door. Anytime we go anywhere, I have to sing it, and it makes me so happy. Here we're just going to the backyard. Like I said, we're going to put the little maple tree in the back because our front yard gets direct sunlight, because it is south facing, I think. So we're always full sunlight all the time. We never get shade in the front yard, and our plants those plants, they're so delicate that they would just die and they would just fry. So just got to go through the struggle of getting them over those rocks. And David decided he wanted to show the little dogs, our little cuties. And don't mind the mess. We're kind of still transitioning into kind of figuring out where we want to put things in our house, and we've been there. And I think we'll actually feel settled in once we figure out a home for everything, but I don't know when that's going to happen. And at this point, I don't know. Maybe our disarray is home. Maybe our mess is home at this point, because we know where it is, and that's good enough for us, I guess. Yeah, and here we are in the backyard. We actually have a ton of bulbs in the backyard. We maybe planted half of them, but half of them were already there. We get an incredible amount of daffodils and lilies. I think those are the lilies. We have daffodils in there, and then this is actually one of, on the trellis right there, is actually our double clematis. We actually have one on the other side as well. We used to have hardy kiwis, but they didn't do so well because the grapes just kept overtaking them, and I don't know, since then I've taken them out. I'm kind of bummed, but if we do get them again, because we had a boy and a girl, or a female and a male, if we do it again, I'm going to find a much better place for them. And then we have our grapes that I was talking about. And last year they actually didn't produce grapes for the first time because we didn't have enough water, but it is fine. It is thriving right now. There's a lot of leaves, little grapes on there. And this was here when we moved in. This was here when the people we bought it moved in. So I don't know how old it is. It's a pretty old bush. A lot of our neighbors actually have grapes as well. And the people that lived on the other side of the fence before us, they actually loved the grapes, and they would pull the traveling grapes, and they would just pull them down on their side of the fence. They actually had the same sort of fence kind of area, the metal trellis. They had it on their side so they could harvest the grapes, and he said that he actually used to make wine with our grapes, and he said that it was actually really good. So that's pretty flattering. And then here is our other clematis. It's huge. It's doubled in size already. And then to the right of that, you can actually see the planter box. I actually took that baby apart and made it into a deck. I repainted it a different color, and it actually looks really nice. And since then, we put a nice little deck here as well. We do have to paint all of the trim, which we're working on that. And there's our climbing wall. David playing with the little monkey. I think it's a monkey. And drinking my protein shake. Oh well. And then, yeah, we have 2 matching lights. I think we would like to, but the fascia, we have to paint white, and then the soffit is actually this really nice wood, which we really wanted wood accent on our house, and we really like it. It'd be really nice to do it for the rest of the house, but it would just, I don't even know how we would go about that. I don't think we could. Maybe more of the thin kind and then throw it on there, I'm not sure. We actually do have to repaint all of that. The fascia, we have to repaint all of it white. And then this is where David plans on putting his outdoor kitchen. And I think he wants to make it out of stone. He's going to put his grill in there. He's going to throw his griddle on there, and it's going to be kind of an L shape, and it'll have water because we do actually have our hose right there, so he's going to split it off and make it have running water, which is going to be really nice to be able to wash your hands outside. And there I am, the camera was a little dirty. Sorry, I guess we never noticed how dirty it was. I apologize if it was, shining away. And then you have our beautiful maple tree. It is, I believe, it's probably one of the biggest trees in our neighborhood. This video doesn't even do it justice. The tree is massive, but with a massive tree comes a massive amount of leaves. And it is a maple tree, so that means helicopters. And helicopters means little trees in our gutters. So that's fun. It's beautiful, and people love it. When they come into our house and they see the tree, they just are instantly drawn to it. And what stinks is that this maple tree, you can see we have a power pole in our backyard, which stinks, but that's fine. We have a cool tree. The power lines actually go through the tree, so it's been kind of a pain in the butt to try to trim it. So we don't get up there as often as we can, or as we should. So branches will fall on our roof, and it's the most terrifying thing at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I do not recommend it. Yeah, you kind of see it, but squirrels love the tree, and it'll be fun. It's nice to have another tree in the backyard besides the other little evergreen tree that we have right over on the right. And then we have our little dogs. There's Louie. We love him. He loves to sit like a frog, and at first we thought there was something wrong with him. We thought there was something wrong with his hips, but then we saw other dogs and we're like, oh, okay, he's just a weirdo. And then there's Eva behind him. Zeke had to take the show. Louie checking in. He's a cute little dog. I love him. And the dogs find the smelly spots on the turf. Yeah, that's turf, not saw or anything. It's just turf. And it'd be nice to be able to do the whole yard in that, but those rolls are very expensive. I think they're about $150 a roll, and it doesn't go very far. It's just that one strip there. It might be 2 strips, I'm not sure, but it's not very much. And boy, does it cost a lot of money. But it would be nice to never have to mow your lawn. You just have to rake your lawn. Or my mom was making a joke saying you have to vacuum your lawn. Yeah, and there Zeke goes, finding another smelly spot. People love him. They say he is one pretty dog. We think he's one weird dog, but we love him regardless. I guess we should probably talk about those chickens, huh? I believe we have 5 chickens. 4 or 5. One of them passed away the first year that we had them. And I believe we called that one Henny, I believe. I don't remember all the types of different chickens we have, but we have in, I don't know, Wyandottes, Sex-Link. I'll have to ask David what they are. But an Olive Egger, and then there's one more, Buffy Brahma, a Brahma of some sort. I don't remember. But those Wyandottes, they are so rude to the other chickens, and I believe our big Olive Egger, she's a big girl, and they will torment her. She's missing her feathers on her breast, and it's so sad. And then I believe that's the Olive Egger. I don't quite remember, but she has been loving sitting on the eggs, and it makes me really sad that she will never, at least where we live, she won't ever be able to fertilize
battery
eggs
died,
with
so
a
I have to
rooster and
take you
everything.
guys
You can't have a rooster.
to the coming wall on my phone.
And it just makes me sad every time I see her sitting on the eggs.
All of this, we are
Here's
taking
oh
that
god,
out.
this is a mess.
We're
I've
gonna
taken
take
all of
down
that
this
out. I was
entire
just so
thing,
sick of
move
it.
the chickens over.
And we have a little run there. We're actually going to move their
You know,
chicken
there's
run
just
and
all
make it
of
a
this
little
that we still
nicer
need to do.
and bigger. That way
I don't know
they
what's
can
gonna
actually
happen
hang
or how
out.
long it's gonna take, but
But that we have to move everything
Yeah,
around
that's
in our
okay.
backyard
We have
first
time.
and put in the shed that David wants,
we
and
want to
then
do it in
we'll
a way
kind
where
of
it's not
decide where
stressful
we're going
to
to
us,
put everything.
and it's fun because this kind of stuff is fun for us. It takes a lot of effort, and I don't know how you guys are, but if you enjoy doing something and then you make it stressful for yourself, you're not going to enjoy it anymore. So we're taking it easy, gonna have fun with it. Yeah, so I'll show you guys the climbing wall. So this is something that this kind of stuff, we enjoy doing it, but we don't want to make it stressful for ourselves. So we're taking it slowly, taking it at our own pace so that we don't ruin this kind of stuff for us. I don't know if you guys have had that kind of problem, but when you really enjoy doing something and then you have to do it in a stressful situation, it kind of loses its oomph and you don't want to do it anymore. So that's what I just wanted to do, because we love the whole remodel process and making things our own. So I'll show you guys the climbing wall. So this is the beauty. We have a couple of crash pads there. The ones that, I forget what company they are. And then we have this big one here. And our training wall here, which one day is supposed to be good at, but I don't know when that day is going to come. Woo! And let's see, it's pretty nice. I don't know, this stuff is fun for us. David actually designed it all in a program, which is crazy how he knows how to do all this stuff. There's quite a lot to it. And we have more holes in the garage too. We just need to reset it. I am trying to convince David to let us hire somebody from a Sonic climbing gym to come and do it. To reset it for us for, I don't know how much we would, maybe $100, $200. I'm not sure. But I don't even know how much it costs, but it's just, we're busy and we want to be able to do routes that we haven't done before, or that we set. I used to actually set climbing routes in 2 different climbing gyms, but I don't know, it's just not as exciting when you set your own route because you know what it's supposed to be instead of trying to figure out how it's supposed to go. I know, that might just be me. But yeah, got all this junk to clear up and that to take out. That's one of my projects today to do. And all of this, we gotta dig some trenches and put in some sprinkler lines.
And here we have me putting in trees and plants, and it's all out of focus. So I apologize, but enjoy the little montage of me putting it together.
So this is what I ended up doing. I put the hydrangea here. I know that it needs more sun, but I don't know. I feel like last time I had a hydrangea, we put it out front, it just fried it. And same with this azalea. It was sitting up front for a couple days and it's already fried it. So we put it in the back and hopefully that'll be good enough. And then we have these bulbs that David's mom gave us. She's not quite sure what they were, but she said there was some sort of purple flower. And then there is the maple tree. And then we call it the Dr. Seuss tree. I'm not sure what its real name is. And these 2 trees won't get very tall. This one here will probably only get, I don't know, maybe 2 feet taller, and this one will only get about 2 feet taller too. Yeah, and then eventually we would like to put pavers around this and put mulch down. But we can't really do any of that now while we wait for this bad boy to get taken out. So in the meantime, I think I'm going to work on getting that planter box out. I think it's late enough in the day where there shouldn't be too many bees out, hopefully, or wasps I should say. That's my main worry. So I guess we'll see. If I do end up doing this today, it'll be added to this video clip in this video.
Oh my god, guys, look at it. It is beautiful. And with the complementary colors, oh, I love it so much. It isn't quite dry yet here, but it still looks the same. It still has that wet look, and I am in love with it. I am so glad I spent the time doing it. It took about 5 coats, but oh boy, it looks good.